Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Nightmare Mode run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Renegade and we're using the new Railgun weapon because I want to keep trying this weapon on as many characters as possible. Plus the Renegade is just so much fun and we're going to get a bunch of charged up glowy blue projectiles, which just sounds really awesome. The Renegade of course gets extra shots every time it shoots, and needs to buy a diverse array of level 1 items in order to actually have damage. So it's going to be a fairly interesting character to try to build with the Railgun here. I'm going to take 5 harvesting because we got the harvesting right away. We'll lock a Railgun, or we'll buy a Railgun, lock a coupon, and reroll, buy another Railgun. Really nice to find 2 of these right away. And then I'm going to roll again and lock another one. That's awesome. Also, I'm almost never going to buy to ban a level 1 item that I don't have on this character. There's like a couple exceptions, because the goal is going to be to ban level 1 items that we already have copies of and don't want additional copies to make more level 1 items appear. On the Renegade, you just want to buy as many different level 1 items as possible, because you get a huge amount of additional damage for each of them that you have. Here, I'm just going to take 5 attack speed. I need as much damage multiplication as we can get. We'll take a Railgun, we'll lock a Lumberjack shirt, and we'll roll. Lock another Railgun, that's great. Finding 5 weapons in the first 2 shops is actually a little unlikely on Railgun, because it's a gun type weapon, meaning that it's from the biggest weapon tag in the game, so you're fairly likely to roll other stuff instead. And it also has a secondary weapon tag, the heavy tag, which makes it even less likely to appear. So we're running, I think, a little hot in terms of number of railguns that we've found already, which is great. This is a weapon that you really want to level up, so not finding enough copies of it is one easy way to lose. Even though it hurts my damage by reducing dodge, I'm going to take the acid here because my max HP is really bad. We'll take 10 luck, and then here I will pick up 5 more harvesting. We'll buy a Railgun. Oops, I threw away 1 material there by not buying the coupon first. Buy Lumberjack shirt. I'm going to buy the pencil. This is just a unique level 1 item that we don't have yet, or rather a non-unique, but a copy of a level 1 item that we don't have yet. I'm going to buy Incendiary Turret. We do get triple projectiles from Incendiary Turret, and this can be a good way to clear early waves. Even on Nightmare Mode, I think that that's still fine. And then I'm going to roll, looking for more Railguns. I missed, but I'll take a Baby Gecko as well. Trying to avoid taking any damage at the start of this wave, because this is the Lamprey wave, and I need to be able to kill it really quickly. The Lamprey is moderately likely to damage me, and so I want to make sure that I haven't taken damage prior, so we can keep charging up our damage output. Now, we killed it, which was great. Sadly, the other Curse Alien spawned on the exact opposite side of the map, so I wasn't able to get 2 Curse Alien kills, but that's okay. Here, I'm going to reroll, and I'll take 6 dodge, increasing the base damage of all my weapons. I'm going to buy Scar and Baby Gecko, and if I buy Incendiary Turret, I can't reroll looking for another Railgun, so I'm just going to roll here. Feather is one of the best things we could find. A feather that we don't have yet on this character and weapon combination is incredible because it boosts the damage output of all my weapons significantly. I'm going to leave Penguin in the pool there and not lock it because I want at least a few slots open for another Railgun. Finding my 6th and final weapon is really important as well. Alright, I should be able to get both Curse Alien kills this wave without too much difficulty. The flies and the mantis shrimp are a little scary, and the healers are spooky as well. But our damage output should be good enough that we can avoid taking hits and keep our high damage available to kill the enemies that we want to. I'll run over to the left here because I know there's a tree, and we have Lumberjack shirt, so I can kill it pretty quickly. I'll take a Corrupted Shard there, going up to negative 61 damage already is really not that bad. And then here, let's just take 3 dodge, and then I'll take 5 harvesting. I'll buy the Railgun. I'm going to buy Scar, even though we already have one. And I'm going to buy the incendiary turret because it can really help me clear wave 6, which I think is actually a pretty difficult wave. And I'm going to take the glasses as well. Not only is this a level 1 item that we don't have, I think it's actually quite good with Railgun, which is one of the weapons that actually wants you to buy range, because you need to not get hit. So killing enemies further away is pretty important on this weapon, since when you start taking damage, you will often continue taking damage. Range is a better source of defensive stats than others on this weapon, because it can prevent you from taking damage instead of healing it up. On most characters, healing is more efficient just because the numbers are way better than on range, and because even with high range, it can still be hard not to take any hits. But on Railgun specifically, where taking damage is, like, healing up taking damage isn't just enough. You need to not take that damage in the first place. Range is better. I'm going to take 6 dodge here over 9 HP because I need more damage output, and then I could just take 3 range damage. The Railgun does scale with 80% with range damage, and we need more damage output. So I think I am just going to do that. I would, of course, much prefer that be dodge, but we weren't offered dodge. Buy a Railgun here, and I'll buy another one. And then I'm going to reroll, lock a whistle, and I'm going to buy all 3 of these, so I'm just going to ban Cyberball, which is not an item that I care about at all here, for the free reroll. Some leveled guns is definitely very nice. Railgun is a weapon that really wants to level up. No. Taking that hit on a wave with a cursed goblin shark is really bad, and it's a healer wave as well. So I need to heal back up, which I can do with consumables. And then I'll try to put damage into the cursed goblin shark, but I've taken second hit as well, resetting my damage again. So I'm not going to be able to kill it. I'm just going to try to clear as much other stuff as I can and pick up a decent amount of materials here. And we survived. Here I can roll for dodge or attack speed. I could just take 3 range damage. I could roll for armor. Dodge, attack speed, or armor I would take over any of those stats. So we'll just roll and pick up 15 attack speed. And I'll buy these 3 items. We'll ban the Cyberball. I'll re-roll here. I will take a bag. I do need some healing, and lifesteal is by far the best way to heal. So we're going to take the bat. I don't need to buy a glasses. That's not our first one, at least not currently. I'll lock the bag. I don't think we can afford to buy Weird Ghost here. My damage just isn't high enough, so I'll save that for later. We'll lock the Railgun, and although Gummy Berserker is an item that I'm not devastated by on the Railgun, again, this weapon just has very different considerations than other weapons, so this normally terrible item is okay for it. It's still pretty bad to go to negative armor, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to re-roll once here, and I will take a small fish, because again, we don't have one. Killing that blobfish, I think, was fine. As long as I don't take a hit from the lampreys, we get good value out of the curse alien kill. And my damage output is now high enough that we can deal with groups of lampreys pretty well. I'm gonna run out over here and kill that loot alien, which is great. I should be able to get another curse alien kill here, because now my damage has stacked up a ton. And trying to pick up a decent number of materials this wave. I'll take a turret. Turrets do get the additional projectiles from the Renegade. I do need more attack speed over more harvesting. We'll take 20 luck here. That's an awesome find as well. We'll buy a railgun. We'll buy another bag. And I'm going to buy small fish and book. Increasing my percent damage is more efficient because it's negative currently. So we really want to boost our percent damage. I'll take the tree here. I don't think we care that much about the wheat. So I'm just going to reroll here, and I will buy the fertilizer, which we don't have yet, over the coupon, because we get the harvesting immediately. And then I'm going to lock all 3 of these items. These are all great. We have extra piercing shots on this character, so Pumpkin is very powerful, because increasing our pierce damage reduction is going to help us clear the wave by a lot, or rather decreasing our pierce damage reduction. Oops. I don't know why I ran along that attack. Fortunately, I have enough base damage on my weapons at this point, and we're the Renegade, so we have a lot of shots with them, that taking one hit doesn't completely obliterate my ability to clear the rest of the wave. But I definitely need to be very careful about not taking multiple hits, especially not later in the wave, when resetting my damage could easily lead to getting overwhelmed. The ice cube, we will buy a scared sausage if we see one, but currently we don't have anything that goes with this, so I'm just going to recycle it. Snake, it costs me an HP, but gives me some percent damage, so I will take it, and then I'll take 15% attack. And I'm going to reroll here. I could take 10 luck, or 3 dodge, but I think we can do better. And yeah, we'll take 9 movement speed. Now we have positive move speed. All right, we did find the one, the one level 1 item that we're not going to buy, even though we don't have a copy. With 2 pierce on our railguns already, sharp bullet reducing our pierce damage is really bad. So we're going to ban this and get our free reroll. And then I'm going to roll here. I'll take the black belt. I definitely want black belt. More XP gain is good. I'm going to take hedgehog, of course. I don't think 5% crit chance is that important. This weapon only gets full crit multiplier at level 3 and higher, and right now we don't have that, so we're just going to roll for better items. And we'll buy a railgun, we'll buy a spyglass, I'll buy dynamite, I'm going to lock spicy sauce because my health is low, so even at a premium it's worth buying, and we'll lock dangerous bunny and bean teacher. I would love to get some more lifesteal. There's a lot of level 1 lifesteal items as well that we haven't seen yet, so finding those could be pretty good. One thing there aren't is a lot of level 1 dodge items, which is kind of a downside for playing this character with railguns. Because it's harder to get dodge, but because this character ends up with so much damage just by buying random stuff, you can often get away with buying dodge in your level up screen. So I think that's okay. Now, I am taking a lot of damage here, because I reset my damage output, and that made things hard. I then almost walked into that attack as well. Having 2 cursed lampreys spawn out of that was really rough. And I've been playing quite poorly this run, by the way. My movement has been very bad. Yeah, so I've actually put myself very close to dying a bunch of times. I'm going to roll here. I actually need lifesteal, I think. No, I'm going to take 3 armor. That'll help prevent me from just getting popped. And then, do I need 6 dodge or 15 attack speed? I think I need the attack speed still. Here's the a jerky. Take the bean teacher. I'll buy all of these items. That's great. Silver bullet will help a lot killing elites. Even though it reduces my damage, I do think I need the acid because my health is really low. Fairy, of course, is great. That's going to fix my regeneration. Now, my regeneration is currently -8. So we're not going to get as much value out of the fairy, but we're going to keep buying unique level 1 items every time we see them, of course. So fairy is still going to be a lot of healing. It's always important, I think, to recognize when you're not playing that well. And I'm just, like, walking into attacks and stuff. And you can compensate for when you're not playing very well. And still have a high chance of winning by building items that work, that like, make your life easier. And you should always be doing that, but if you are having a little more trouble doing good movement, you can avoid buying speculative items and just buy things that help you in the very short term. And that will just get you through, you know, one more wave, and then one more wave after that, and then one more wave after that. So just redoubling down on the fundamentals when you feel like you're not playing well is a good way to get yourself through it. We'll pick up Terrified Onion. I will take a Black Flag. More enemies is actually not a problem for the Renegade with the extra attacks, and the money from that is very powerful. And then here I'm going to take 6 dodge, and then I think I'm just going to take 3 range damage again. It's still not what I really prefer, the range damage, but it is still additional damage output. We'll buy the Silver Bullet, we'll buy Fairy, and I will combine and buy a Railgun here. And then I'm going to re-roll, and we'll buy a Loot Worm as well. We're going into an elite fight. Also, note that although the Renegade says it reduces percent damage, where are they hiding it? Here we go. Says it reduces percent damage modifications. That only counts for the actual percent damage stat, not for other forms of percent damage, like percent piercing damage, percent damage against bosses. Those you buy at full value. Okay, taking that hit was bad. I'm going to back off here. This is definitely one of the harder elites for us to face in this spot as well, because it puts attacks under us, which makes it harder to not take hits early. Also, this cursed enhanced Hatcher is really rough. So I don't think I'm going to be able to kill the elite here, because we got... it's one of the hardest elites for us. We got one of the hardest enemies for us to spawn as well, on a very difficult wave already. So I'm just going to have to try to survive here. As I continuously take damage. So I'm going to back off from that projectile and just run alongside it. I do have enough movement speed that I was able to make it through that. And because we found the Fairy, we have enough healing. I have actually done a bunch of damage to the elite, but it was just not safe to fight it there, so I just had to run away. I will take the Cauldron. Extra pickup radius is good. We're going to take 2 armor here, and then it does decrease my damage, but more max HP is important. Pocket Factory is pretty good for the Renegade, because you do get the extra projectiles on the turrets. Now, I'm having a hard enough time in this run that I'm going to skip on Pocket Factory. I know, sacrilege. But because I'm playing pretty badly, I need to focus up and just pick good items for us. I'll take the Cursed Little Frog here. It does decrease my dodge by 1, but that's okay. And we'll buy Pumpkin, we'll buy Insanity. We'll lock the Landmines as well, another unique level 1 item. Reroll here. I'll buy another Railgun. And do I want the Tractor? We only lose like 1% damage from it. So I think it's fine to buy Tractor here. But basically in this run, because I'm taking a lot of hits that I think if I was playing a little better, I normally wouldn't, I'm going to focus on making sure that I'm building my character in such a way that we can win anyways. Now, it is also important not to get too in your head about mistakes, right? You don't want to put yourself in a position where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you think, okay, I'm playing badly, and then you play badly because you think you're playing badly. You can always pick yourself back up out of it, of course. But in this case, because of, you know, being a little tired, whatever, I'm not as clean on the movement as I normally would be. I'm going to pick up the Penguin here, and then I'm going to re-roll this. I'm looking for dodge here. I'm going to re-roll again and re-roll again. Really powerful to get dodge, though I guess since I rolled a bunch of times and didn't see any, I'll just take 3 armor. All right, well, we got 9 dodge anyways, so that's great. And then we will buy a Railgun, we'll buy a Tractor, we'll buy a Landmines, we'll roll. I already have a Penguin. I guess we do want more Penguins, because we are actually building regen and not lifesteal currently, which is weird. That is one of the challenges that we have right now. I will also take community support. Attack speed is incredibly important on this weapon. and I'll buy the jelly shield. Bait, I think, is in general just bad on the railgun because it's hard not to take damage at the start. So I'm going to ban it, and then I'm going to reroll here, reroll again. Eye surgery, I'm never going to buy. I'm just going to use my bans at this point because I haven't yet. Stone skin, I do have 8 armor, and I'm going to lower it by 2, but I also need max HP, so I guess I'm going to buy all of these items here. Kind of a weird spot. The enhanced walruses are pretty scary as well for us, and I did, again, take a damage from one of them. Playing around in this corner. Alright, we got a dodge there. I didn't see that goblin shark. It just, like, zipped in from off screen, because I just wasn't looking in that direction. So I'm glad I didn't take a hit from it. But right now, I'm just trying to survive. This also is why I don't think that Railgun is a very good weapon for Nightmare mode in general. Basically, any other weapon, all of this damage I was taking just wouldn't be relevant at all, because it wouldn't be decreasing my damage output. And so we would still just be clearing everything, and we could just heal up. But with Railgun, you just don't have that option, because you do lose damage. I am going to take 4 lifesteal here, and then I could take 10% more attack speed. I could just take 3 armor. Let's just take 3 armor, because we've got a stone skin. I'll take community support going into the horde wave. Take the lucky charm. I'll buy jelly shield. I'll reroll. I don't need bandana. Small fish I can ban. We already have one. I'll reroll again and lock a railgun. Cursed enhanced hatcher over here. So I'm going to try to take that down, though I also need to focus on the eggs and make sure that there aren't any of those. Getting 0 material drop from the cursed buffed hatcher is also really brutal. Feels so bad when that happens. Got some lamprey spawns. We have some cursed slasher spawns. But I should be able to at least clear most of those enemies if I hang out over here. As long as I don't take too many hits for the rest of the wave, we should be able to take everything down relatively smoothly. Alright, I took 1 there. This should be close enough to the end of the wave that resetting my damage doesn't kill me, though it's going to be close. And we made it. Alright, we'll take a hedgehog. I'll take a giant belt. We have very low crit chance, and it does cost me 3 regen, but this is a way I can kill elites. And then I'm going to reroll again. I'm really looking for dodge here. Roll again. All right, we'll take 4 armor, of course. And then here I can take 12% dodge. Going up to 40% dodge helps a lot. I'm going to take the stone skin. So now I have 69 max HP. Nice. I'm going to reroll all of this stuff. I'll buy these level 1 items that we don't have yet. We'll ban Snowball for a free reroll. I'll buy a railgun. I'll buy a lemonade. I'll reroll again. Keep upgrading my guns. Buy a beanie. More lifesteal and even a little bit of percent damage is good there. And then the wheat, I'm just going to ban here. Yeah, the 2 range damage is fine, but obviously the harvesting isn't that important at this point. And we'll just buy a railgun and a blood leech. Gonna be hard not to take hits in this wave as well, because this is a darkness wave, so not knowing where the enemies are can make it a little harder not to take damage from them. That cursed enhanced walrus almost just ran me over like a freight train because it just comes out of nowhere. It's so scary because they move so fast too in the darkness waves. The funny thing about this is, I mean, I think obviously there's like different decisions I could have made when building the character, but I think that it's very tempting to look at a run like this where I'm having a little more trouble than I probably should be with a relatively easy run and conclude that it's a build issue, but it really is just I walked into a couple attacks and that put me in a really bad spot, lowers the damage that we're doing, and then that makes us make less money and so on. I'm going to take the Sad Tomato here, just getting enough healing is going to be good. I don't mind more range and movement speed, so I'm going to take that. I'll reroll. Lock a Railgun here. Medical Turret is very good healing for the Renegade, but we now have a lot of more reliable healing, so I'm not going to worry about that. I will buy a Cursed Lens here, even though I already have one lens, and we'll lock a Railgun, reroll again, and take a Blindfold, Dodge, and Crit Chance. That's the type of thing that I need. I will also take a Saltwater, pulls a unique item out of the pool, gives me 3 attack speed, which every little bit counts at this point. That enemy really came at me out of the dark, and then these, the buffed Stargazers, the enhanced Stargazers move really fast, so when you kill their houses, you're always going to get charged at, and that can be really scary. Gonna try to clear those before they can spawn any mini-bosses, though. As long as I can maintain my damage bonus, we should be in totally reasonable shape, because we'll just kill most things before they get to me. But I did just lose my damage bonus. So now I have to be a little more careful for the rest of the wave, because my damage output is a lot lower. Still fine to kill most things, including even like those cursed lampreys and everything. Yeah, gambling token, that's awesome. Here I'm going to take 5% crit chance because we have the giant belt, so that can help us kill the elite faster. I will go ahead and buy a railgun and a blindfold, and I guess we'll buy saltwater. Turns out we can afford everything. Lock another railgun, do another free reroll. All right, crystal works very well with railgun. It helps prevent you from taking hits and cares about you not taking hits, so awesome item combination. And then I'm just going to ban the Terrified Onion, just banning a level 1 item that we never want a second copy of. Now back off from the elite and try to clear off a few of the other dangerous items, dangerous enemies on the map before I go to fight the elite. Got a lucky dodge there, and build up some percent damage. Got a lucky dodge there conserving my percent damage, so now I'm going to move in and try to fight the elite. With double Silver Bullet, we should be able to kill it really quickly, and we were. Trying to kill that that cursed mini-boss there. Actually, I think it wasn't cursed, but just a normal mini-boss. But having those on the field is really dangerous, so we want to kill them when they spawn, if they spawn, or ideally, not let them spawn. But we did get 2 cursed mini-bosses, so it's going to be harder not to take damage for the rest of this wave. Going to try to clear most of these enemies. Had to get a lucky dodge there, but we did survive again. All right, we'll take a Ricochet. That's really fun with the Renegade. Just so many projectile shots, and we don't lose that much damage because our damage modifiers are reduced. Then I'm going to roll here and roll again. Take 10% more attack speed. I'll buy a crystal, and we'll level up a railgun. A railgun run where we still only have 53 dodge is kind of ridiculous, also. Buying percent damage at full price just doesn't really work that well on this character, but I'll buy a medal. Even though it reduces my crit chance, that's still great stats for us. I love how wild this run is, where we have bouncing shot, we have so many projectiles just going all over the map, but I'm also doing my level best to lose what should be a pretty easy run. got a lucky dodge there, though we do have... Now we have a reasonable amount of dodge chance, so it's not as ridiculous that we're getting these dodges. It's not like the ones where I had a 10% chance of living and managed to live right at the beginning of this run. I'm going to roll here, and I'll take a 12% dodge boost. That's exactly what I was looking for. Upgrade my railgun, buy an ugly tooth. First ugly tooth is great. That'll help keep the bosses slower. I'm looking for, of course, more just percent damage items like that, and any crit chance that I could find would be amazing. I'll just take I could take metal. It decreases my crit chance, but it's really good stats. But I think I do just want to roll for critical hit or any increased damage, like Gentle Alien here. I'll buy a railgun. Goat Skull decreases my crit, so it'll reduce my damage, but head injury is a little bit damage positive. Those cake, now we're at 0% damage, and then I guess I'll do a reroll just for fun, and then we'll go fight the bosses. So I'm going to back off a little while I heal back up from the Sad Tomato health loss, and while I charge my railguns a bit, though I then uncharge them. Have to rely on having good healing here and just good damage output against bosses with the giant belt and double silver bullet, and we can just even if I take hits, just kill them with just the normal base damage of my weapons. And then there we go. All right, so we made it through a rough run. I was not expecting that one to be as hard as I sort of made it, but we got there. Taking a look at our items, 646 materials saved on coupon, 27k damage from incendiary turret, 95 fruits from the fruit baskets, 600 materials from bags, 19k damage from the one little level 1 turret. That's why Renegade with turrets is pretty good. It just works out very well. Spyglass was good, Black Flag was good, Loot Worm was pretty good as well. Yeah, all the items performed very well. I just walked into a few too many attacks, and that made things harder than they needed to be, but we still made it through. Now, it is true that I think that Railgun is uniquely badly suited to when you're a little off your game, because this is a weapon that just requires you not to get hit, and punishes you really badly when you do. Which is why I think that on Nightmare mode, this just isn't that strong a weapon overall. But for a very powerful character like the Renegade, it was still more than enough to get the job done. All right, my friends, hope you enjoyed this run, and hope you got some joy out of seeing me struggle a little bit. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit that like button. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.